what's up? This is Hakunara!
I'm asking because I'm genuinely curious. Have you actually seen a pumpkin in real life before? Who hasn't seen a pumpkin in real... What? Do I look like the sort of rat that hasn't seen a pumpkin in real life before? I'm genuinely curious as well. Is that the kind of impression I give? Probably because you're from Australia. Do you think Australia doesn't have pumpkins? I'm actually quite knowledgeable in everything else apart from internet culture. I might not know a lot about internet culture, but I know a lot of other things. I just didn't grow up with internet culture. I grew up studying the blade. I grew up learning music. I grew up cooking. I just didn't grow up with internet. Movies aren't internet culture. That's media culture. I just didn't grow up online. One, because I was kind of scared. One, I didn't really have a lot of time. And by the time that I actually had access to the internet, I was already told so many things about how the internet was dangerous. So I got kind of scared of the internet. Do people... Okay, I know that it's like a meme that people have been saying I'm a zoomer. And part of it is because I am, I guess, a zoomer. I'm a bit young. I don't know a lot of olden references. But... the reason why I don't know things, if you look back on everything that I don't know, that I haven't known, it's all been media culture. Something related to media, if it's a show, a movie, a game. And that's because when I grew up, when I was younger, Mama Rat put me in a lot of extracurricular activities. So I never had the opportunity to kind of surf the internet for hours at a time. My schedule as a little young rat was kind of crazy. Wait, have I said this before? I don't think I've said this before. What did my younger rat schedule look like? Monday to Friday was school, obviously, right? 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then most days before school, I would have to get to school early around like 8 or 7:30 because I would have either a music thing, like a music rehearsal, or a dance rehearsal, or a fitness thing that I had to do. So I was pretty much at school early. Monday after school was dance. Tuesday after school was swimming. Wednesday after school was tutoring. Thursday after school was tutoring. Friday after school was either music or another dance. Saturday was tutoring and piano lessons. Sunday was also tutoring. So as you can see, I was very busy as a young child. Yeah, so a lot of the times when I was online, it would be like after dinner time, but then I also had to sleep early. Like when I'm talking about my younger rat days, I also didn't know how to use the internet, right? Because I was never taught. So the most I did was watch YouTube. What did I watch? I don't even know. I watched like makeup tutorials. After that short while, once I got into my toony phase, that's when I started watching anime. So my night times was just... I just watched anime. And then I went to bed. Because Rat would watch anime, and I would just watch anime with her. And then by the time I knew how to quote-unquote surf the internet, I was already told so many things of how the internet was dangerous. So I was kind of scared. So I stuck to my makeup videos and my anime. That's all I did. I never had Twitter. I never had anything. I didn't have Twitter until... like a proper Twitter until I joined Hololive. That's why I don't know anything. Okay, when it comes to media, I don't know much because that's not what I grew up with. I grew up with makeup tutorials, lifestyle videos, cooking videos, and anime. That's all I did as a child. I just spent my childhood touching a lot of grass, learning a lot of things. And now it's my job! So ironic. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've never spent money on a game until 3 years ago. Even though I had my own money technically, you know, from like part-time jobs, I just grew up with, why would I spend money on games? It doesn't make any sense. That's just how I was brought up. Because Mama Rat would be like, why? And I'm like, good question. I don't know why. Remember back in the day, you know, you don't have these phone plans. I used to have a prepaid card at 2 gigabytes a month. So one, what can I do with 2 gigabytes, okay? And the 2 gigabytes was there just for emergency situations. I just remember there was a time in my life I started doing so many random things. I was part of like the wind percussion group at school because I decided I wanted to learn how to play a xylophone. I don't know why. Yeah, I know how to play a marimba. I know how to play drums. I know how to play a triangle. See, this is what I'm saying. I know how to do a lot of weird things. Half of it was Mama Rat wanted me to learn how to do different things. She's the one who put me in swimming and dance and piano and stuff like that. But there were a lot of other things that I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. I want to learn how to do it. How did you avoid internet stuff around fellow band nerds? No one talked about the internet. I don't know. I wasn't surrounded by people who talked about the internet. But actually, you know what? I was always the one in groups where even if they were talking about the internet, I didn't know what they were talking about. So I just kind of sat there in silence and nodded. I remember back in, oh my god, when was this? I think this was around the Toonie age. Right. This was when League, I think I've talked about this before, but this is when like League popped up and started becoming really popular. All my friends started playing League, but I had a really old laptop that was used for like work, so I couldn't run League. So I was the only one who couldn't play League. But everyone would always talk about League, and I would never know what was going on. So you know what I did? I put on my earphones and I started listening to my anime music and I stared out the bus window. That's all I did. Maybe it's time that I learned League. Do you think it's time that I learned how to play League properly? Do you think I can join them now? When I see a lot of clips, I think people in the comments are, oh my god, was she like, how was she raised? I was raised normally. I just touched a lot of grass. She was harassing the grass at this point. I do want to become more versed in certain things, like memes and stuff. Because now that a lot of everything that I've said, I don't know what it is. What? I now know. Like, I've learned so many things in my adventure in Hololive. I've learned what Rule 34 was. I now know what a PS1 is. I've become enlightened. Did you search for them in depth? Actually, no. The only reason that I actually knew what Rule 34 was because of a Criminal Minds episode. Because before it came up and I asked, I was in like a group. I don't remember who was in that collab, but I remember bringing up, what is Rule 34? And then everyone in the club was like, you don't need to know, babe! Don't search it up! And in summary, that's just to explain that I have seen a pumpkin in real life. Thank you very much. Next. Yeah. You.